Ladies and gentlemen, today is my lovely cousin Matthew Telfer Maleary's opportunity to tell us all about his brilliant work around charities. Now, he's doing what are you doing, Matthew? Something bonkers.
It is a bit bonkers, yeah. I'm running and walking the equivalent length of Borneo over the next 10 months. Can't go to Borneo to do it, unfortunately, because I can't afford the airfare, but I'm going to run the equivalent length of it, which is 1,336 kilometers.
Wow. And you're doing that in aid of Paul Minter's Head Up charity.
Yep.
We had Paul and Si Maloney on here, absolutely brilliant, former members of the Household Cavalry,
Mhm.
involved in some significant action overseas. But as a
Absolutely.
result, what they encountered and saw, they set up this fantastic charity to support former members of the armed services.
Yep.
And you're also doing this for your son. Now, tell us about that.
Yeah, so Oliver, who's my 14-year-old son, he is going on essentially an environmental working trip to Borneo next year in May or June next year, with a company called Camps International. And it's really it's kind of like a sort of Duke of Edinburgh type thing almost, where he's going out there. He's going to be, sort of working and getting animals back to full health so they can go back to their natural habitat. He's going to be working on infrastructure projects in local communities, where they need, sort of schoolhouses built and stuff like that. He's going to be cleaning plastic from the beaches. He's going to be planting trees, doing a bloody 30-mile trek through the jungle himself. He's there for 4 weeks. And it's all completely self-funded. It's sort of 4.5 grand that he's got to raise for the whole trip. But he's absolutely determined to do it. So he's been doing bake sales and mowing lawns, and he refereed his first football match on Saturday, actually completely out of his comfort zone, dealing with the parents and the players and stuff. Never done it before in his life. Money is made from that. He's all pumping into his fundraising. So although he wants to do it himself, clearly I want to help him as much as I can. So I'm setting up a separate fundraiser where I'm splitting the funds that I do raise to support him with his fundraising efforts to get over to Borneo, but also with the Head Up charity as well, with Paul Minter and his colleagues over there.
Fantastic. Yeah, I've been watching him with absolute pride. And the stuff that he's done is brilliant in your local community, washing cars, cooking pizzas, you name it, he's been doing it.
Yeah,
Now,
yes.
Paul and Simon Maloney are absolutely brilliant people. But why is that charity important to you? And why did you feel the need to reach out to Paul to undertake this?
Well, I'll be completely honest with you. It was your podcast that introduced me to it. I listened to the one with Si Maloney. Was just completely taken aback by his stories about sort of the actions that he'd been involved in Afghanistan, and then of course you invited in Paul Minter off the back of that one, and I listened to his, and just the journey that he'd been through from his service and the mental health struggles that he had, and then starting up this Head Up charity and really addressing the fact that there is such a stigma attached, certainly within the forces community, whether you're serving or whether you're a veteran like I am, about admitting that you're ill in any way, whether it be physical or mental. There's a stigma, and anyone mentions the idea of seeking counselling or getting therapy or anything, it's like, oh, not do that, because I'm a British soldier or I'm a Royal Marine or whatever the case may be. I'm not doing that. And then all of a sudden you hear about these people taking their lives because of PTSD and all the other effects because of the stuff that they've witnessed out in these war zones. So really, for Paul to have set up this charity where he's essentially trying to give serving and former military personnel, essentially a safe haven where they can kind of decompress and they can just go somewhere not being judged by anyone, and they can just be given good advice by former service personnel as well, so people they know that they can trust, to make better decisions, better lifestyle choices, as I say, areas to kind of go and decompress and just get their mental health into a better place. Paul will tell you himself, and I can tell you myself as well, sort of losing friends over the years because of their mental health struggles. It's absolutely terrible. So anything I can do to support Head Up charity and support Paul and, you know, the rest of his team in doing this. You know, it's my absolute pleasure to do so. You know, what an inspirational thing that him and his team are doing. So any way that I can help that through fundraising or you know, my volunteering days and stuff, you know, I've sort of laid it on the table to him. Yeah, and this is the start of it with this this Borneo run.
You're mad, mate. You know, my dad was stationed out in Borneo.
Was it really?
Yeah, yeah. He was out there. He was out there, and he was out there 59 years ago this week, and I know that because he was there when I was born.
Oh wow! Of course, and it was your birthday on Saturday, wasn't it? So belated happy birthday to you.
Thanks, mate. But yeah, so yeah, he's got fond memories of fighting out there.
I've never been there. I'm sure. Yeah, really fond memories. Yeah. I've obviously never been there myself, even during my service days. But it was funny when I was sort of thinking up a challenge, you know, for this fundraiser. What could I do? I'm sort of, you know, clearly the link with Borneo is because Oliver's going out there, and that's, you know, what my other driver alongside fundraising for Head Up Charity. And of course, you think, how big is bloody Borneo? What's it like? You know, because you know, I want it to be tough, but you know, I want to be able to achieve it certainly. But I'm sort of thinking, how bloody big is this place? I sort of Google sort of searched it, you know, sort of how long is it from sort of, you know, tip to tip, sort of northeast to southwest, and yeah, sort of 1,336 kilometers. So it, you know, it's certainly achievable. And I, you know, sort of looking out the window, it's a little bit overcast today, but you know, in this kind of weather, you know, when it's pretty decent and you can run in the early mornings, you can run, you know, sort of late evenings or whatever, particularly, you know, around work days, you know, no problem whatsoever. I dare say come January, when it's pouring down of rain and wind and -5 or whatever, the motivation to get out and do you know, at least 33 kilometers every week, you know, maybe a little bit more testing, but I'm determined to do it. And you know, of course, you know, if I smash the distance sooner than the end of April, then fantastic. Similarly, if I smash the £3,000 target that I'm aiming to raise, then fantastic as well. It's just about, you know, sort of putting that effort in, raising awareness of the charity, of course, of Head Up Charity, and you know, sort of doing something to give back for all the great work they're doing, and get my boy over to Borneo at the same time.
Yeah, no, absolutely brilliant, mate, and all power to you. I'm proud of you, as you know. So it's brilliant stuff. The other thing about those two is that they're both massive West Ham fans as well.
They are, yes, indeed, so, yeah.
Which is good. So one day, hopefully, we'll get round the table and have a few beers, and you lot can bore me senseless with your war stories.
You've got a few of your own, mate. Jesus.
Matt, have a great day, mate. And thank you so much for your time today. Have a great day. Send my love to the family, and I'll speak to you all very soon.
Same in return. Thanks so much.
God bless you, mate. Bye-bye.
Take care, mate.